As dawn broke over the ancient province of Sukhothai, the rising sun revealed a landscape transformed by water. Streets once bustling with morning vendors lay submerged beneath muddy torrents. The Yom River, swollen by days of relentless monsoon rains and intensified by the remnants of Tropical Storm Wipha, had breached its banks, unleashing a flood that would paralyze the region and test the resilience of its people. The flooding was the culmination of a week-long meteorological assault. From July 21st to 27th, northern Thailand endured the wrath of Tropical Storm Wipha, which dragged the monsoon trough across Laos and into Thailand's northern provinces. Sukhothai, already saturated from earlier rains, became the epicenter of the disaster as Wipha's final surge dumped over 300 millimeters of rain in less than 24 hours. At approximately 5 a.m. on July 27th, the Yom River overflowed near Village 1 in Pak Kwae, Mueang Sukhothai District. The embankment collapsed under pressure, releasing water at a staggering rate of 1.042 cubic meters per second, with river levels peaking at 7.45 meters. Roads were instantly submerged, with water depths reaching 80 centimeters, rendering small vehicles useless and forcing emergency crews to reroute traffic through bypass roads. The collapse of reinforced sandbag embankments near Wat Khuha Sawan in Thani Subdistrict triggered a cascade of destruction. A 6-meter breach allowed floodwaters to surge into temple grounds and surrounding neighborhoods, inundating homes, schools, and government offices. Residents scrambled to salvage belongings, wading through waist-deep water as emergency sirens echoed across the province. In Sawankalak and Si Nakhon districts, the overflow from the Yam and Nan canals flooded low-lying areas including in Mueang, Klongyong, Pak Kwae, Si Nakhon, and Klong Maplap. Vulnerable groups, elderly residents, bedridden patients, and children were evacuated to higher ground as shelters filled to capacity. The Department of Disaster Prevention and Mitigation, DDPM, activated its full emergency protocol. In collaboration with mobile network providers AIS, True, and NT, flood alerts were broadcast via cell networks, warning residents to evacuate and protect vulnerable individuals. The DDPM hotline, 1784, operated around the clock, coordinating rescue efforts and dispatching rapid response units to the hardest-hit zones. Local governments partnered with volunteer foundations and private organizations to distribute relief supplies. Boats navigated submerged streets to deliver food, clean water, and medical kits. In some areas, helicopters were deployed to airlift stranded residents from rooftops. Sukhothai's fertile plains, known for rice cultivation, suffered catastrophic losses. Thousands of hectares of farmland were submerged, with crops either washed away or rendered unusable. Farmers in Bang Rakam district of neighboring Phitsanulok were also affected, as the Yom River overflowed into Chum Seng Songkram, the Nong Gam, Wongatok, and Kwae Mueang subdistricts. The government announced emergency compensation packages and initiated a plan to release fish fry into flooded areas to provide temporary income through fishing. However, the long-term impact on food production and rural livelihoods remains dire. "I watched the river rise all night," said Niran Fongchai, a 62-year-old farmer from Klongyong. "By morning, my house was underwater. My rice fields are gone. I don't know how we'll recover." In Thani Subdistrict, 12-year-old Molly clutched her school bag as she stood on a rooftop with her family. "I miss my classroom," she whispered. "I hope the water goes away soon." Local MP Thanissiri Kulnatsuri, visiting the flood zone, called for renewed investment in flood mitigation infrastructure. "We must revisit the Kang Suya 10 Dam proposal," she said. "Sukhothai cannot endure another disaster like this." Sukhothai's historical park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, faced imminent danger. Ancient stupas and statues stood surrounded by floodwaters, prompting emergency sandbagging and pumping operations. Preservationists from the Fine Arts Department worked tirelessly to protect centuries-old structures from erosion and collapse. "This isn't just about bricks and stone," said Dr. Anong Chayafam, a historian. "These ruins are our soul. If they fall, a part of our identity is lost." The flooding extended beyond Sukhothai. 9 northern provinces, Nan, Chiang Rai, Phao, Lampong, Chiang Mai, Mae Hong Son, Phrae, Sukhothai, and Loei, were impacted by Wipha's fury. Over 115,000 people across 1,416 villages were affected, with 1 death and 1 person reported missing. As of 6 a.m. on July 27th, water levels were receding in most provinces, but Sukhothai remained under siege, with rising levels and ongoing evacuations. As of 6 a.m. on July 27th, water levels were receding in most provinces, but Sukhothai remained under siege, with rising levels and ongoing evacuations. Authorities warned that downstream provinces like Phichit and Phrae could face flooding from upstream runoff between July 27th and 29th. With the storm weakening, efforts shifted toward recovery. Teams were dispatched to clean homes, repair roads, restore electricity, and re-establish communication lines. Damage surveys began immediately to expedite aid distribution. Regional disaster offices were instructed to remain on high alert. Equipment checks and evacuation drills were conducted to prepare for potential aftershocks or renewed flooding. The Thai Disaster Alert, TDA, app provided real-time updates on rainfall, river levels, and risk zones. Meanwhile, reporters reported that even though in many areas of Mueang Sukhothai District, after yesterday's Yom River overflow, Sukhothai province and government agencies have brought sandbags to block the flow of water, they still need to continuously monitor the situation because the water level in the Yom River is rising. In addition, water from Phrae province that will come to Sukhothai is in large quantities. At the water measurement point at Ban Mae Sam Nuia, Sachinalai District, the water flows at a speed of 1,300 cubic meters per second. It will arrive in Sukhothai province at the Ban Hat Saphan Chan water gate and will drain into the left and right banks of the Yom River, as well as drain directly to Sawankalak, Samrong, and Sukhothai City, respectively. The latest update is that water from the Yom River has overflowed its banks and flooded houses in the Khuha Sawan community, with the water level reaching 30 centimeters. At the back of Wat Kwae, Tambon Pak Kwae, the water has overflowed the embankment and caused sandbags to collapse. Military personnel from the Sukhothai Internal Security Operations Command and temple monks are urgently laying sandbags to reinforce the embankment. Sukhothai province has prepared areas to set up forced shelters to accommodate villagers in Mueang Subdistrict, Sawankalak District who have been affected by the floods. They are Wat Khuha, which can accommodate more than 100 people. Wat Khuha Sawan, which can accommodate 200 people. Wat Khuha Thong, which can accommodate 150 people. And the Klangyang Subdistrict Municipality Office, which has set up a kitchen and shelter with public health officials, the Ministry of Social Development and Human Security, and village health volunteers providing care for vulnerable groups 24 hours a day.